Coming up, TAMUK welcomes back these fluffy felines.
Plus, this student entrepreneur uses his blazing passion and talent to give back to the community.
And we ask campus community on their thoughts on the border crisis.
This episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network starts right now.
Hello, Javelinas. Welcome back to another episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Mariana Soria.
And I'm Bella Grossman. Let's get started with our first story.
Some students may have noticed our furry felines were missing from campus. However, they have finally returned home. Our forum editor, Lilana Peña, can tell us all about it.
Hello, my name is Lilana Peña, and I'm reporting from Texas A&M University, Kingsville, where furry phenomenon has taken over campus. However, with the combined efforts of the VetTech program and a local cat sanctuary, a heartwarming solution is underway. Join us as we uncover the journey of the campus cats from capture to adoption. It's a tale of compassion and community coming together to tackle a perfectly unique challenge. Can you please tell me about the origins of the stray cats and how your sanctuary got involved?
So I started rescuing feral cats and cats that didn't have a home about 20 years ago. We have 600 acres around my house, and we started just doing intake and spay and neutering and starting our own feral cat population out there, a colony.
How does the sanctuary ensure the well-being and the welfare of cats while they're in your care?
So all of our cats, when they come in, they start off in quarantine. So they're held in quarantine for 2 weeks. They're vaccinated. They get examinations, dewormed, flea control. We also have a veterinarian. If anybody comes in sick or becomes sick, they move to our medical and critical care, and our veterinarian leads the care from there.
What are your thoughts on the spaying and neutering and its impact on the stray cat population?
I think it's a really important service, and that more people should be educated on its importance. Not everybody may know this, but cats are polyestrous animals, which means they go into heat every 2 to 3 weeks, and right after having a litter they can become pregnant again. So it's really important to manage the population that we're spaying and neutering animals so that populations do not get out of hand. When they do get out of hand, it can increase the rate of disease spread, as well as, parasite spread and other issues.
Now back to the desk with Mariana and Bella.
Our co-editor-in-chief, Briana Beltran, recently had the opportunity to interview electrical engineering student Anthony Anderson on his fiery passion for glass blowing and helping his community.
It has been almost 3 years since Anthony Anderson has found his inner flame, glass blowing. Join me, Briana Beltran, as we enter his fiery world of his company, Exquisite Glass. You have started a business while in college. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your business and what you're doing?
So I started blowing glass my second semester in college. I call it Exquisite Glass. It's a term off the word exquisite because I didn't want to use an exact word because I wanted to kind of trademark myself. So I started Exquisite Glass, and right now I'm just aiming to make glass art, and then hopefully one day get into the actual scientific glass industry to make glassware and phone screens and street lights. So yeah, borosilicate is just what I create, and I want to get into more of that world.
Throughout your business, how did you decide to promote yourself? Was it word of mouth, or did you use any social media platforms?
So right away, as soon as I blew glass for the first time, I made a post on my personal Instagram that I was going to start blowing glass, and I was going to call myself Exquisite Glass. And that same night, I changed my name from Anthony.A to Exquisite Glass. So yeah, right away. But now it's word of mouth because I've been doing it long enough.
And can you give us a little tour of what's going on behind us? What does your setup look like?
Behind us is my workbench, and my workbench consists of all my raw material, my torch, and my tools, and my oven, and my ventilation is above me.
What has been the most unique or your favorite commission that you've received?
I actually made my most meaningful piece to me. Someone actually entrusted me with their mother's ashes, and I encased his mother into 2 pendants for him and his brother. And it's a lighthouse. And the lighthouse actually glows where her ashes is.
What kind of products do you make?
So right now, the main products that I'm making are pendants, marbles, and cups and vases of that nature. Not big cups and big vases yet, but mainly what I've been making is pendants. I'm really good at those because I have a signature smiley face, and I like to put that smiley face on anything or on the back of something just to kind of give that positive vibe, because everyone needs to have a positive vibe throughout life.
Would you consider glass blowing your outlet, or what would you consider it?
Yeah, glass blowing is definitely an outlet because, the day and age we're in, it's hard to bite your tongue. But with glass blowing, I can kind of put all my emotions from the day into a piece, or I can put all of my energy into a piece. It's really good because it's a real meditating process, because it takes a lot of patience to blow glass, because it's not instant. Everything takes time. Every move takes time. Every step takes time. So it's all about manifestation, and manifestation is not just thinking about it, it's doing it.
Thank you for watching Anthony's journey of melting his passion and knowledge together. This has been Briana Beltran.
And now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Hoggy Highlights. The TAMUK Gaming Lounge held an esports tournament on Friday, February 23rd, where students had the chance to race for gold in a free Mario Kart tournament for student engagement and Campus Life's staycation.
But that's not all student engagement and campus life hosted. With their open mic and soul food night located at the JSEC building, students gave some great performances while enjoying some seafood to end our Black Heritage Month celebrations.
Before we get into our last story, here's a quick word from our sponsor.
Hey, what are you up to?
Nothing.
Looks like you're reading an article from a fake news website.
Fake news? I didn't know it was fake news.
But doesn't looking at your phone for so long cause eye strain and neck pain?
Well, I mean, it does, but...
Why look like everyone else? Why look illiterate, uncultured, and lack the experience of holding the physical copy of the South Texan, our award-winning student publication?
Uncultured? Where would I even find...
You can find the South Texan across campus and throughout the entire community. The South Texan can be used for so many great things, as well as...
Well, are you gonna tell me?
You can use it to turn on the light switch. You can use it as a bed as you wait for the next issue, which comes out bi-weekly. Need to avoid your professors after failing a test? Use the South Texan to hide your identity. You can use the South Texan to spy on your friends. You can use it to fend off unwanted guests. Teach a cat how to read.
Wait, a cat?
Make a paper airplane.
Okay, I'll pick up a paper next time I see one.
Oh, don't worry, I have one right here.
Oh, thanks.
And you can use the South Texan to make new friends.
Welcome back, Javelinas, to this episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Mariana Soria.
And I'm Bella Grossman. Let's dive right into our final story.
With Governor Greg Abbott's continued militarization of the Texas-Mexico border, we took to the streets to gain students, staff, and faculty's perspective on the situation. Co-editor-in-chief Christopher Olivarez had more to say in the matter.
With rising controversy coming from Governor Abbott of the militarization of Shelby Park in Eagle Pass, Texas, we took to the streets of TAMUK to get the point of view and perspective from students and faculty on campus. How do you feel that the ongoing crisis has affected students here at TAMUK, such as students that are from border towns?
I haven't seen the effect too much. I am from a border town. I'm from Mission, and I do have family across the border in Rio Bravo, in Tamaulipas, and I haven't seen it affect too much, nor students. If anything, I've seen more students from over there trying to accomplish their dreams coming to school here, because the school system in Mexico has taken a downfall. It does have many issues, and many of my cousins can attest to that. And I think that it's great that they're coming here and they're achieving their dream, because after all, that's what America sells to them. That the American dream is to come here, get an education, become rich, live a happy life. And that's all they're coming here for. And, I don't know why so many politicians are surprised that they're coming here when that's the American dream, the idea that America has been selling for nearly a century now.
And as an international student, what is your opinion on the current crisis at the border?
Well, I think as leaders of society, their main concern needs to be to protect the people. And I don't think that's being prioritized right now, which is very sad. And they could do a better job doing that, because everybody's a human being no matter where they come from. So that needs to be priority.
Do you agree with the use of the military to militarize the border?
Yes, I do.
Alrighty, can you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah. You have a bunch of drug criminals on the other side that outgun much of the Mexican military, and we cannot allow ourselves to be outgunned by them as well in order to secure our border and keep our citizens safe.
What do you feel needs to be done to avoid more violence?
One has to deal seriously with the economic issues, not just at this insular national level, thinking of just the United States, but also, like I say, in terms of the relationships that have to be established, democratic relationships that have to be established with countries in Central America, so they can uprise from the economic crisis that propels them to have to leave their homeland. No, if you think of the idea of leaving your home, nobody wants to leave their home. These people are being forced to move out of their homes because of an internal economic crisis that exists in these countries, and I think that solution needs to be assisted by mainly, the richest countries that have benefited from the poverty in these places.
Back to the desk with Mariana and Bella.
Thanks, Christopher. Now, for all of our sports fans out there, it's time for our Sideline Reports with co-sports editor Jacob Daniels.
Hey Javelinas, it's time for some sports. The TAMUK softball team is pitching and swinging their way into a wild start to the 2024 campaign by going 10-4 through their first 14 games and dominating in their past 2 tournaments, going 3-1 in the Mardi Gras Invitational and 4-0 in the West Texas Invitational. Congrats, ladies. Keep it up. Another stellar start to the season for TAMUK is the tennis team by starting out at 3-0, earning themselves a national ranking with being 24 in the country. Keep up the hard work, ladies. And now on to beach volleyball. They are starting their spring campaign, and they started out quite hot, going 4-0. And also a special shout out to Adrian Van Brunt, who is a 5-season starter and a senior. So congrats, Adrian. Good luck. And that's all for sports. Now back to the desk with Mariana and Bella.
Thanks, Jacob. Don't forget to subscribe to the Javelina Media Experience for more news on campus. And don't forget to pick up your copy of the South Texan. I was your host, Mariana Soria.
And I'm Bella Grossman. Thank you for watching this episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network.